What would stand in the way of you being vegan?
Nothing.
Are you gonna be vegan?
I never thought of it.
Hi, this is Lucy and this is?
John?
So I have thought-provoking questions on my sign.
All right.
The first one is, what do you think about the phrase, with great power comes great responsibility?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I believe that.
Would you say that this applies to intellect and physical strength, for example?
Yeah, anytime you have anything, that is exceptional, you have a responsibility to use it with exceptional care and responsibility.
So would you say that this would apply in a relationship between, for example, like a person and their cat or their dog? Would you say that this person has more power than the dog or their cat?
Yeah, yes, if you have power over an animal, you should use it responsibly.
What would you say is the bare minimum that you would expect from that person doing to that animal or not doing to that animal that they're caring for?
Well, every person is different. Some people are more intelligent and know how to treat animals better than other people do. Other people don't understand or were raised and don't have the intellect to know how to treat an animal better. So everybody treats animals differently at different levels.
What would you set as the bare minimum, you personally?
How would I treat an animal? And when I had animals, they slept in the bed with me. they licked off my plates. I was very nice to my animals. Well, you have to take care, make sure that they were fed and, cared for, that they weren't in pain, and that if they were sick, that they were relieved of their pain, and just treated like anything, like a human being, almost.
Are you feeling good so far?
Yeah, I feel. Why am I not going to feel good in it?
Well, it's going to become more challenging.
Okay.
All right. Do you eat cows, eggs, dairy, or wear wool, or go to animal circuses, for example?
I'm not a vegetarian, if that's where we're going with this. Yeah, I just eat, eggs, yes, and I eat meat.
Would it be okay if I showed you a 3-minute video on the standard practices in animal agriculture?
Go ahead, show me anything you want.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much for sitting through that. Yeah. How did that make you feel watching this video?
Yeah, it's not pleasant.
How would you say the animals feel in the video?
How would I say the animals feel? I don't know. I don't think animals feel. I read recently where, they've done studies where dogs may have feeling. It's something beyond my ability to understand the depths of animals' feelings.
Would you say that when you watch these animals react, would you say that that's different from a human in the same scenario, reacting to what's done to them?
Well, they both feel pain, I'm sure,
I want to bring things back to what we were talking about earlier, about power, responsibility, and remember when you said that one of the things that you expected from yourself towards your dog or your cat when you had animals was to keep them safe,
yeah,
right?
Right.
Would you say that this is met in animal agriculture, that we keep the animals safe?
Well, if you have a pet, you keep them safe. So are you asking me if it's our responsibility to keep all the animals that we eat safe?
Well, I'm asking you if we are.
Are we? Obviously not. No, we're not keeping them. I mean, we're eating them. Yeah, so we're not keeping them safe. We're eating them.
If one of these animals in the video could ask you why we're doing this to them, what would be your answer?
I guess it would be because we need to eat to survive, I guess. I guess if I had lived in a world where I was raised and educated to be, not to consume animal products, I probably could have done it. Eating non-meats would be something I probably could have done, but it was just in a culture that I was raised in and wasn't exposed to, and that's the place that I was born and grew up in. And had I been born in another environment, in another place in this world, and educated and lived like that, I probably would have very possibly been vegetarian, and it would have been a whole different life for me. I mean, that's that's how we end up in this world. Who knows? If I had been born in India, and it was I was never exposed to it till later on in my life, and I'm 76 now. I won't be around much longer, so even if I became a vegetarian now, it's not going to change much.
I really appreciate this answer, because it's very true. The culture we bathe in is everything, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I want to clarify some things, because what, in the video there were things about the chicks, for example. This is the egg industry, and there were also things about the dairy industry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like meat is part of the issue as well.
Oh, I drink almond milk, by the way. I don't drink.
So you kind of like, it wouldn't be super. I mean,
yeah. I mean, I'm not. I do enjoy meat and eggs once in a while, but not like I grew up on. I mean, my mother grew up on a dairy farm. And it was just, part of her culture.
So vegetarianism, we're still exploiting and using animals for eggs and dairy, right?
Yeah, sure.
And so what I'm kind of trying to talk to people about is veganism, which is refusing the exploitation and use of animals. Instead of getting dairy milk at the store, taking almond milk like you're doing. You seem pretty open to the idea of vegetarianism, for example.
Yeah.
You wouldn't say then that we need to eat animals or their secretions to be healthy?
No, absolutely not. In fact, I'm sure you're a lot healthier than I am, and I wish I had, didn't eat, meat products and dairy products. I bet I'd be a lot healthier. I have nothing against it. I think it's certainly an admirable thing to do.
Why would you say you think it's an admirable thing to do?
Because it's a healthy, and I think it's good. I mean, people are doing things, not just animals, all over the world are exploiting different things and doing things that are hurting the earth. If it's not animals, it's gas and oil and you name it. We can't kill each other fast enough. It's just, if it's not one thing, it's the other.
I think that's a very good point as well. Of course, veganism is not about fixing everything at once, right? And I understand all these things need fixing, right? Where can I do my part as an individual,
Yeah.
And I feel like veganism is such an easy, compared to all the other problems that need fixing, it's one of these problems that are pretty straightforward in terms of like at least animal lives and them not being exploited. What would stand in the way of you being vegan?
Nothing.
Are you gonna be vegan?
I don't know. I never thought of it. I own an apartment building in San Francisco, and one of my tenants is a vegan chef, and he's got all across the top of the apartment building in the window, it's go vegan. You should meet him. But no, I don't think, like I said, I'm pretty late in life to make a big switch.
I wanted to talk to you about that. I understand what you mean, but also I think it's kind of neat because there's a lot of different estimates, but they range from 30 to 600 lives per year that a vegan saves. So each vegan per year saves between 30 to 600 animal lives just by not adding to the demand.
Yeah.
And so even if you became vegan right now, in a year, you would have the same impact as any other vegan, which is a lot. Like for these at least 30 lives, would you say that this matters to
30
these
animal lives? Yeah. Well, and the next thing you know, we'll be overrun with animals, and then they won't know what to do with all the animals. They'll have an animal problem.
I'm thinking we kind of breeding them into existence, right? And so this is not going to happen overnight, right? It's going to be one person at a time pretty much.
Yeah.
So I think we don't need to worry about this too much. I think it's not going to necessarily happen that we're going to be overrun.
Yeah.
You know, when we're at the store and we're looking at the meat, the eggs, etc., or even buying the leather or whatever, it's kind of hard to remember the individuals on the other side of that, right? And I think it's really important to remember that each time we pay for these products, there's individuals on the other hand of that are exploited and killed on our behalf.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're a very open-minded person. I really appreciate you having this conversation with me. This was really a lot of fun for me. So thank you so much.
I'm certainly going to think a lot more about it in the future. And you've opened up my mind to new possibilities. And I can't wait to tell my friend out in San Francisco that I had this interview. I'm sure he'll be real excited to hear about it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Okay, Lucy.
Hi, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and see you in the next video.
Thank you.